Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Coffee Rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee together, have coffee with us this morning. We've got a lot to discuss, guys. A lot to discuss. We have some food shortage reports that we need to talk about. We also have another recall that has been kind of going on for a couple days here, and just like I thought, it continues to grow. It continues to get bigger, and it does include more ready-to-eat meats, kind of like Bruce Pack. Although not as massive as the Bruce Pack one was, Bruce Pack is a company that supplies other companies with ready-to-eat meats and then puts them with different salad kits, frozen items, microwave meals, these kind of things that we've been seeing. Now, a lot of you have been talking about different shortages at places like Walmart. Some of you have even commented with Target and some other places where you've seen some empty shelves in the freezer aisles. And this is probably the reason why with the Bruce Pack recall. It continues to get bigger. As things go away, stores are putting other items in or ordering other items. Some stores are probably doing away with Bruce Pack altogether. Now, as we've seen with so many of these different recalls, we see where things will start coming back in. We'll see what the prices are going to be like once they do, because that could be the major issue, is because Bruce Pack has recalled almost 12 million pounds of their ready-to-eat meats. There's a lot of those meats that are in a lot of different products, which have caused these products that cost more than what they're actually making, sending them back. You know, we don't know how that's going to work out, but they may have to try to charge more money, and that may not work with a lot of different companies. So we'll have to see how that plays out. It could be a long time before we know. Also, we have been getting some comments on coffee lately. Not only has it been getting very expensive, that there have been some significant shortages in some places around the country. Now, this could be because we are seeing coffee go up in price. You know, we've seen it here. We've seen where Folgers has gone up. We've seen where Maxwell House shrinkflated their coffee, and now it's starting to go up, just like we all said it would. You know, and a lot of this is happening, and some of these other coffees that are maybe not as expensive are starting to catch up. We've seen where Kroger coffee has gone up $1. We've seen where Meyer coffee has gone up significantly. I mean, it's just all around. What affects one affects another. It's like a domino effect. And, you know, we were saying, you know, you find a sale on your coffee, get it when you can. I did just see the mid-size canisters at Meijer for $8.99 on sale. That is the best deal I've seen as of late. We've also gotten some comments on some beef shortages around the country. This is not surprising, as we knew this was going to happen. We've been saying that there were going to be beef shortages as we approach 2025. A lot of articles that we've read in the past are predicting that even past the new year of 2025, we could see some significant shortages as well. So if you have some extra freezer space, you know, if you find a deal, maybe not even finding a deal, like we always talk about, regular prices could be the sales tomorrow. We have no way of telling that, but all signs point to beef prices going up even higher. We've seen those kind of level off as of recent, but the sale prices have just been ridiculous. I mean, way too high for a sale. You can't even really call it a sale, really. We saw just saw at Meijer the T-bones that they had, the porterhouses, on sale for $10.99 a pound. That's $1 higher than I've ever seen it when they've had it on sale. And that's kind of butting up next to what the regular price is, which the regular price had come down for a little while at $13.99 a pound, but you better believe that's going to be going back up. We've also had some comments of shortages on eggs. This is not surprising, as eggs continue to fluctuate because of the avian flu and everything that has gone on with the different egg prices. They keep going up and down. Does look like they are on the rise again, and as prices go up, that is usually what we will see for a good week or two, is some different shortages in those areas. Next on that list is chicken. Now, I haven't noticed much of an issue with chicken. I have noticed some issues with beef, okay, where it's been in a lot shorter supply than it usually is. At a couple different Kroger's that I visit, Meyer was definitely a lot shorter on beef than we're used to seeing. Hamburger doesn't seem to be an issue, but we've gotten comments from you guys that a lot of hamburger has been going up in price too, and that you've noticed that it's been in short supply. Usually when we see short supplies of things, we see higher prices for people trying to make up for said losses. I mean, there's been a lot of things at play with produce, meat, prices on feed and everything like that, which apparently have been coming down a little bit though, but we got to look at it from like a past perspective. Like, we are playing catch up from what has gone up from a few months ago, because if you're planning your product that you're selling, you have to plan with stores months and months in advance, and we're kind of playing catch up on some of those different shortages and price increases. Now, I want to talk about this for a second. Okay, and guys, I'm gonna say I don't even know where to go with this anymore. I don't even know how to talk about this. But here we are with another company. I let this kind of like float around for a couple days here. One, we were really busy doing some different videos and some pretty important topics. And I knew this was going to grow, and it seems like it's growing like crazy. But we have another company out of South Carolina, I believe. Yeah, out of South Carolina. It's the Yushang Food Incorporated, a Spartanburg, South Carolina establishment, that they are recalling almost, I think it's close to 5,000 pounds of ready-to-eat meat and poultry. Recalled over, you guessed it, listeria. What is going on? This is it's like in everything. I mean, we've been covering this listeria outbreaks and recalls and all this stuff over the last few months. In past, yes, we've been covering these for the last couple years, and it's absolutely insane, and something needs to get done. Either lab work, different things, there needs to be a whole new system put in place. If we're finding this much listeria in frozen products, then there is a problem with the process. Okay, now I'm going to go over some of this. I'm not, and take this for what you will, because it still seems to be growing. Some of you guys have mentioned this one on the channel, and I just wanted to go over what this one was about. We'll go over some of the different products, but you're going to have to check the. We wake up in the morning and check the different websites to see if something has been recalled before we go shopping at the grocery store. That is what we have to do today. It's crazy, ain't it? Crazy. Okay. USA Today is where we're reading from. Yushang Food Incorporated issued a recall on Saturday for ready-to-eat meat and poultry products sold in retailers nationwide and online due to the produce being linked to a potential listeria contamination. The recall, posted by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service, the FSIS, states that Yushang Food Incorporated recalled about 4,589 pounds of ready-to-eat meat and poultry products. The problem was discovered on October 21st after the FSIS... Oh, wait, yeah, no, I guess the first one would be the USDA. I was looking ahead here. This is the FSIS. The problem was discovered on October 21st after the Food Safety and Inspection Services, or FSIS, conducted routine testing and followed up activities of Yushang Food Incorporated, a Spartanburg, South Carolina establishment. The products were produced between October 21st and October 27th, 2024, and have a quote used by date, end quote, range from August 21st to August 27th, 2025. So some months out here. That has the rate used by date of August 21st through August 27th, 2025. The products subject to recall have establishment number P as in Paul -468. I'm sorry. Look like an 8. It's late here. Establishment number P as in Paul 46684, or EST, which I assume means establishment number, EST.M as in man, 46684. So that is P as in Paul dash 46684, or EST.M as in man 46684, inside the USDA mark of inspection. Wanted to go ahead and just go over a handful of these, but again, we continue to see this list grow, okay? So I've never heard of this place before. I've never heard of them. If they are connecting different I wonder, because there's been no real explanation of these, and feel free to let us know down in the comments if these are items that is kind of like Bruce Pack, where these are items that are sent to other companies, and then these products are put in, like said, microwave meals and stuff. I've never heard of these. I've never seen them. I have no idea, but we're going to go over them just in case they are in your refrigerator. One is the Yushang brand cooked chicken 20-ounce vacuum pack, seasoned pork hock 20 ounces, Japanese chasu pork belly, CHASHU pork belly 16-ounce vacuum pack, braised pork belly in brown sauce 16-ounce pack, Yushang brand cooked pork hock 1.4 pounds, Chinese brand spicy chicken feet 8 ounces. Boy, that sounds delicious, don't it? Bazin, B as in boy, AZHEN, Bazin seasoned whole chicken 20 ounces, braised beef shank 16 ounces, and seasoned pork tongues 12 ounces. So, that's it as of now for this recall. And again, I apologize for completely destroying those product numbers and all that. Like I said, it is late. I've already done a couple news breaks today, guys. Couple news reviews on things. I had to set this aside and think about this for a second, because I kind of wanted to talk about a couple other things. We are seeing recalls on the next level. This is like the next level of things. I have my opinions. Feel free to let us know down in the comments yours. Some I will keep to myself. But this is out of control. This is out of control. And one could say, well, we're finding listeria in this product. We found listeria in boar's head. 10 people passed away. God rest their souls. We found Bruce Pack, where, there's so many involved, 11.8 million pounds of ready-to-eat meats. And this may not seem as big, 4,500 something pounds. But again, if this is ready-to-eat meats that are being put into other products, that's kind of my concern. There's nothing here. I've tried to do a little bit of research on this and haven't been able to find anything. So let us know down in the comments if you have been able to scratch anything out of this. I have not. And I'm sure it's going to get, whether it gets bigger or not, I hope that we have some more answers. I hope we get some answers out of this, because it is just, it's crazy how much of this is going on, guys. And I think most of you can agree with me that it's out of control and things need to change. Things absolutely need to change. Not sure where to start. I mean, it starts with, the health codes. Health codes aren't being met, I guess. For these things to just, product made and off the shelf and sold. Somebody said the other day, oh, well, they won't know until they sell it. No. That's not how it works. And I could see where you would think, they might find something later on. And yeah, accidents like that happen. This is too much. This is too much stuff happening. And yeah, sure, there could be several accidents, but boy, I'll tell you what, it's very unlikely. These things continue to grow every day. If this happened once a year or a couple times a year, we'd be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it's another accident, right? Tell me, how many accidents have we seen in the last year with metal wire being found in chicken, right, from Canada? That's recent, right? And these things that I'm discussing right now are things from the past that are not currently happening, I hope. The dinosaur chicken nuggets from Tyson, less than a year ago, last winter. We've the dinosaur chicken nuggets that have different black plastic pieces in them all throughout. It wasn't like one package; it was several. It was, and you could say, well, machine broke down. Well, how many machines are breaking down? Are the machines up to code? Are the people up to code? Right? Are the people working there up to code? Without completely losing it here, because it's like when you really fall down the endless abyss of the internet of all these issues that we're actually having, you really start to paint a picture on what is really going on here. We're finding things constantly. Now, you could also say that, well, a lot of maybe the FSIS, maybe the USDA, maybe the FDA has ramped up their searching, and that we're now finding all of these products. I don't know, guys. That could be. It could be one of a million different things. All I know is that we got to get it fixed. It continues to get worse, right? I mean, it's now like, I feel like these things are targeting so many different things that are the same thing. So many products that are the same type of thing. That's why I'm curious about the Yusheng Foods. I haven't done rigorous research on this, but I wanted to wait to see if this was, we had to give this a little while. This was one we had to do some research on, kind of like the Bruce Pack thing. And the reason why I like making sure that we do the research on all this stuff rigorously before we even talk about it is because of things like Bruce Pack. We had all this information and virtually no information for like 72 hours. We knew it was big. We knew that it was 10 million pounds. Oh yeah, by the way, the next couple days, that had jumped up an extra 2 million pounds. That went from 10 million to 11.8 million, and they said the one thing that we didn't want to hear in all that. Oh yeah, Bruce Pack supplied meats to products given to schools and restaurants. Now it's all of a sudden not something that you're buying in a microwave meal that you can just throw out of your fridge. It's something that it's out of your control, out of a parent's control. And hopefully the schools, which I'm sure they are, it got rid of everything. I'm sure they, I hope, that's, you would think so. I mean, a lot of this stuff gets taken care of before we even have the chance to see it. At least that's how it's always been. But I think back to the time when I went to Walmart and I found a apple juice that was on recall, and they were trying to tell me that it wasn't on recall, that it was the 96-ounce big bottles. I said, look, I just saw this. I didn't even know the 96-ounce bottles were. That had not come out until the next day, probably because they had just taken those down. And the lady was very nice, and she said, no, sir, I'm sorry, it's not that one. I said, well, could you do me a favor? Could you check it out? Because I just found this here, and I'm pretty sure this is on recall. And she scanned it. Sure enough, it was on recall. But this is what we talk about. People leave things in the stores, right? They leave them in an aisle. They grab the thing of orange juice, and they're like, I don't want it. They set it down. Well, then another employee who wasn't scheduled to remove the recalled product might put it back. And yes, she was right as to where you wouldn't be able to scan it and buy it. All it takes is someone at the register like, oh, well, how much is it? Okay, well, they may not know about the recall, or somehow it just gets past all that. Even if it says recall on the screen, hopefully your employee would know about that and how to handle it. But I can't base all that anymore because, there's so many people going through registers, checkouts, and stuff like that. It's like, it could just be somebody just wanting to get you out of line or get you through. You know what I'm saying? Or, you always, not that anybody would steal orange or not that nobody would steal apple juice, but it's like if that product's still in the store and somebody takes it, well, then you have to worry about that person, if they get sick. All of a sudden, they're suing Walmart. Well, do you have your receipt? Oh, no, I threw it away. When in all actuality, it was theft. I don't know. Maybe I'm strange for thinking that way sometimes, but I don't know. I think of everything, and that's why we have to take these seriously. These have to be taken seriously because of all the different things that can happen, right? So moving on to one last thing on the shortages. Yes, spices are an issue. I know we keep getting comments from old videos. I just wanted to address that. We're seeing places like Walmart, as I've said in many videos, but we get new viewers every day. Thank you for joining. Um, Talk about Walmart and their shortages of spices. Now, we've actually seen where our Walmarts have been buying up other spices that Walmart doesn't traditionally carry, like a lot of these different expensive McCormick brands. They're doing that because they're having trouble getting their own in, if they can at all. You know, they do have a lot of their cheaper great value ones, but if you notice, those are becoming far and few between. You'll see a row of onion powder, and it's like, there's just a lot of them they're not getting in, and a lot of our spices come from out of the country. So, depending on where you live, that could be part of it. But we've seen significant shortages on spices, and not just Walmart. We've seen it at Kroger as well. Lots of gaping holes of spices. I've pointed it out as I go along. But a lot of these things, and then you got the holidays coming up, that adds to it, because people are buying up a lot of spices for all their different baking goods and all that stuff, and rightfully so. But that is why I believe there's so many different shortages. I do like how Kroger does it. We've gone over this before. If they're not getting it in, they put the little convenient, sorry for the inconvenience stickers on those spots. So it's like, well, okay. I mean, that basically can tell you a couple different things. It tells me that if I want that particular spice, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else to get it, because Kroger might not get it for a while. But anyway, guys, that is the news for this morning. I had a lot of things to do today. I wasn't able to get out and do any kind of vlog or store video, but I will be doing that here tomorrow. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.